That was long for Kim. With all due respect, I think 6 months is a long time, since I noticed on the PowerPoint that it said the first actual start of this, there were 3 meetings in 2005. 6 months does seem like a long time. I think that the council needs to send back what they see the problems are, not just throw an ordinance back and say fix it. I think we need to say these are where we are concerned, and I don't know if it needs to go back to the P&Z or if really the council just needs to make the decide what areas cause them concern. But I really think we need to handle it before 6 months. It's been talked and talked and talked, and obviously hasn't been talked in the right circles, because we have people here that didn't know anything about it. So yes, I have a feeling the next time it will be much more publicized, word of mouth if nothing else. And also, Mr. Muir, can we make sure that it's in an easily accessible place on the internet so that people aren't having to weave through pages to read it? You know, like maybe make it like on the front page with a link or something, so that since it's such a hot topic, such a hot topic, that they can get to it without having to weave through it. But I think we need to act faster than 6 months, but I think we need to decide what parts of it cause the concern. We've heard the concerns out here, and some of these individuals have said there's some good things in it. So I think we need to make that decision, and then we need to move on.
Thank you. I will tell you, again, this is just my personal opinion. I think it'd be inappropriate to send this back to P&Z. The P&Z's agonized over this for most of a couple of years. I believe that they've made their recommendation, and I thank them for their hard work. And I think that's just, again, my opinion. I think we need to handle it here.
I agree.
I would prefer to have, if we're going to extend it, I would prefer it to be handled by the staff. That's my opinion. Mr.
No,
Sutton.
I agree on not sending it back to the P&Z. They have spent two years on it, off and on. So I think we need to decide
right.
what
Mr. Sutton?
areas to change.
Yeah, P&Z just, I don't think they worked on this real hard, but they didn't get a chance to hear from some of the people in this room, and I really wish that would have happened. When I do software, and sometimes whenever we put software out, it may not work quite right. And so what we have to do is go back and fix it. And it gets expensive to fix software after it's out in the field. It gets expensive to fix Windows, for instance, after it's out in the field and it's in 10,000 computers. This isn't out in the field yet, and so it's probably going to be cost effective to do some fixing on the ordinance. The question is how we do that. In my mind, I was thinking of some kind of workshop session, someplace where we could receive specific input, in how this ordinance can be improved. Now, I believe that just about everybody in this room, if not everyone, loves Haltom City, and they want what's best for Haltom City, and they want to see the community just the same as everybody up here. But there may be disagreements in those workshop sessions. Someone may say, well, I want this and I want that, and that will have to be resolved at some point. I'm not sure. And you guys have elected us to make those decisions. You've elected us to come up here and then make the decision, judge between the different things. But I don't think that we've had a fair hearing for some of these ideas yet. So I would be in favor, Bill, of having a workshop session or something with the council, or just some way that we can receive specific input on this ordinance, or the city staff can receive specific suggestions for this, and it be compiled in a manner before this ordinance is brought to us again.
Well, I certainly agree that staff needs to be intimately involved in it. I was just talking to Mr. Muir. We've got, apparently, I think we've got all the people that spoke tonight, and there's some yellow sheets out there, isn't there? I would encourage anybody that would like to be contacted by staff. I can't promise that they'll get to everybody, but if you're one of them that would like to have some input that didn't get to speak, just give us your name and telephone number or email or whatever, and put it up on this table afterwards. Give you 5 or 10 minutes after we take whatever action we're going to take tonight, and let us know if you're among those people who would like to be involved. And I think that if we do that, the staff can put together something that through your input, the people that are here tonight, we will have a little better product to bring out. And I would certainly suggest that at a minimum we have at least one public meeting which is not an actionable meeting. We have a workshop that where we get some input from people, just like we have a town hall meeting about certain things. And I think that'd be a worthwhile effort on our part here. So that's what I'm going to suggest. I don't know
Bill?
exactly.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Mayor,
Go ahead.
if we do that, can we set some dates so that we're not 2 years out doing this again? I mean, can we
Well,
have,
certainly, I
can we
think
have
that's,
some like?
I think that's entirely appropriate to have some sort of timeline. I think everybody here would like to have a timeline. I don't,
Right.
I mean, even people that, don't want anything done, would like some kind of timeline,
For some
that we
resolution.
can resolve this and go on. I think that's, real important. Yeah.
I think it's more important to get it right than it is to do it quickly.
Oh, well, I agree, Ms. Hanson, and that's exactly where I'm headed, and hopefully that's where that we'll land. I was just looking for the city attorney to see what would be the appropriate response here in terms of.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
That relates to that. I'm wondering, Wayne, if this is my Robert's Rules of Orders or parliamentary procedure background, is there a way that we can table this? Because I know whenever you table something, you can pick it up at a later time. And would that be appropriate with an ordinance at this time, that if it was tabled to be picked up at a later time, and it would proceed right into the first reading again from that tabling motion? Is that an appropriate motion for this ordinance if we wanted to do that?
It is an appropriate motion. What I've also heard tonight, though, is whether we want to schedule a work session, public forum of some kind.
I'm just talking about resolving or executing the ordinance tonight, dispositioning the ordinance tonight so we know where the ordinance stands, and then we'll address the issues of the workshop session separately.
Yes, you may do that. The way it's posted tonight, it can be tabled for an indefinite period of time. I do think that it's important tonight to have some understanding of where we're going if the ordinance is tabled.
Okay,
For
good.
how long? But
Excellent, all right.
Yes, sir, I will allow you to.
Just one thing, I mentioned early on partnership, and I don't know if that's in y'all's dictionary or not. These people here are responsible property owners, and we're offering partnership with you to help you solve these problems with these irresponsible property owners. Is that not in the same thing?
I thought that's what we were talking about.
That's what we were going to try to solve, sir, with the workshop. I don't understand what he means about it.
Okay, well, let me be explicit. Okay, I am suggesting that we, the city, through the staff, partner with the people who spoke tonight and who are willing to give us our name and a contact, partner with those people one at a time, individually, for some period of time, until that I think will be discussed up here, until we have what we believe is a better ordinance that's, more acceptable to more people in the owner field, so that we can, and I think that's a partnership. But I think the only question I have now is just over how long a period of time that's going to take.
I think you're right, but up to the man, it's been real limited
All right. Well, yeah, I think we have to accept our lumps for obviously not in getting the word out, and that's one of the, like I say, I think I spoke earlier to, that's one of the continual frustrations for the city, for the staff, for the council, and I will tell you, it is not in any way limited to Haltom City. I talked to mayors and elected officials. I've talked to them all over the state, and they agonize over it. Even newspapers agonize over getting information. They own the printing presses, and they agonize on how can you get word out to people and get the information out. So it's a pretty good sized problem. Mr. Hutchison.
But you're here, and that communication worked tonight, so that's good.
Mr. Hutchison.
Yeah, I certainly agree, and I sincerely apologize. That's all we can do, sir. And as far as I think we're demonstrating a willingness to partnership, and I don't know, how far we have to go to say that, but the mayor has obviously gone that far, and he's made mention of that, and I'm certainly willing to do that too, and to go to a workshop and sit down and talk with that about this. It's something that I think we're demonstrating. We would like to hear more, and I agree with the gentleman who said that it's better to get it right than it is to move on and just get something out there. I don't agree with that, and I certainly don't want to invade anybody's privacy either. But I certainly believe that that we are making an effort to try to do something right here.
Mr. Holcomb.
Thank you, Mayor. In regards to timing, is 2 weeks out too far? I mean, 2 meetings, I'm sorry. That would be 1 month. What are we looking at?
Do you mean have the forum or the workshop in February sometime?
Somewhere within that time span to where we could
Before the end
revisit
of
this.
February?
Yeah, where we could revisit this before, not the next meeting, but the following meeting.
I'm not sure I see that happening.
That's a pretty intense effort.
Well, I know we're approaching the budget time, and I know that schedules go through the roof. So.
Well, I mean, there's logistics that need to be figured out. I'm not. I mean, if all the property owners that are here tonight are wanting to participate in this process, I'm not sure this is going to be going anything real fast. It may be we have to deal with 3 or 4 of them to as a basis, because they're all kind of saying the same thing. Whether it's Ms. Allsworth or maybe Mr. Cason or Mr. Henson, maybe they might consider helping us with this thing. They came out very positive and with some very positive ideas and some suggestions. And maybe as a representative of the group, maybe we start with those folks. And I think Ms. Allsworth even mentioned tenants, and we're going to have to find tenants to be part of this thing too. And I'm not saying I don't know where we're going to find tenants. We don't really swing a dead cat and hit a tenant, but we're going to have to find assemble this thing together if that's what the council wants me to do. And I just don't see that happening in the next 30 days. I mean, to get them together, get some consensus, and have something back here in 30 days. I just don't see that happening.
Like the others have expressed, I'm all for that. I'm just struggling with the time. That's what I'm trying to. That's the button I'm pushing anyway.
You got a rough timeline, Tom, that you can throw out there.
What is realistic, Tom? The end of March?
I don't know. I was liking the 6-month suggestion, frankly.
Well,
the more people talk, the more that 6 months looked real good.
Do you need that in the form of a motion?
No, I don't know what a time frame would be. I don't want to try and negotiate this and plan this here, I think
that's appropriate.
I think the people in the audience have seen what the struggles of the council are, and that they'll give me some direction here, and we'll see what, or maybe not right now, but we'll do something. Not exactly sure exactly what, but we will do something.
Well, I know you've taken copious notes there about what the concerns are, and I think it would be appropriate to say, I'll say this for myself, I think it's appropriate to consider those. Like I say, the biggest thing that I have is a privacy issue. I think the general direction for me that I'm more comfortable with is one that I think several people suggested, was that we do this when the rental units are not occupied. I think Mr. Skolma and some others had a really good idea to construct some incentives in this so that the people involved here, the good guys, the guys that want the same things we want, have some skin in the game and some incentive to some quid pro quo here to say, I'll welcome you into these homes and let you look around, and you give us a good mark, and that's something I can market, and they need to have something they can take back in their pocket. If not money, but something that has value to them. Not money. Mr. Cabano.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank you all for coming here. Whether you got up here and spoke or you sat in the audience, you all participated. You came out here, you voiced your opinion. So I think I can speak for everybody on that issue. I want to thank you all for being here. If you do have a concern, if you do have a question, if you do have comments, you heard tonight. I mean, it's things have changed now. We got this rental ordinance here in front of us, and we're reading it, and we're hearing you, and we're going to take, we're not going to just sit there and rubber stamp this and go on about our business. We're going to listen to what the people of Haltom City say, and take that into account, and try to do what's right by the city, and try to get everybody involved in this. So when you do hear about it, and hopefully you'll take this seed and spread it out there, that there is going to be another workshop. There is going to be more meetings. There is going to be stuff talked about. Please spread the word, let people know, and come. Don't, whether you support it or you don't support it, please come, and keep us informed upon what you want to hear. All right? Thank you.
Mr. Sutton.
Mr. Mayor, I think I'm ready to make a motion
I'm ready to hear one.
that addresses all of our concerns. I'd like to move to table ordinance number 2007-004-15 for a maximum of 6 months, with the hope that it can come back to the council within that 6-month period. Sooner the better. But given that we will have a workshop session somewhere, or maybe workshop session somewhere in between that 6 months. So the motion is to table ordinance number 2007-004-15 for a maximum of 6 months.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hutchison.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to table ordinance 2007-004-15 for a maximum of 6 months. Is there any other discussion up on the dais? Please register your vote. And that is unanimous. Yep. I'll tell you what, hang on just a minute, folks, before we have a mass exodus here, because we've still got some business to take care of. City Secretary is going to tell.
Anyone that would like me to send an agenda, mail an agenda to them when this workshop comes about, you can either fill one of these out, or you can email me your address, and I will mail you personally an agenda when these workshops come up, so you'll know way in advance.
Thank you. Thank you.
My email address is B Staab, that's STAAB, at haltomcitytx.com, or call me, 817-222-7749. Give me your address.
Thank you. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is our Visitors Citizens Forum. This time is set aside for any person having business before the council that is not scheduled on the agenda to speak to the council. All comments must be directed to the presiding officer rather than an individual council member or staff. Each speaker must limit his or her comments to the subject matter listed on the speaker's request form and must refrain from personal attacks toward any individual. Council cannot discuss or debate any issue brought forth at this time, nor can any formal action be taken, as it is not a posted agenda item in accordance with the Open Meetings Law. Folks, I would ask that you honor the rest of us who are left in here and take your conversation outside. Thank you. Appreciate it. What'd I say? I don't know.
You're not going to talk again, are you?
All right.
No, you've exhausted your privilege.
All right. You've got 3 minutes, and it's 11:45. So.
Mr. Mayor, my name is Ray Eklund. I live at 2532 Oakwood Terrace. I want to thank you, as the other gentleman did, for your time and patience tonight and listening to all of us. That was important. I would like to remind the citizens, in case I missed the announcement, is this coming Thursday the open meeting over at the library?
We have a town hall meeting Thursday night at the library from 6:30 to 8:30.
This is our new mayor, Mayor Lanford. This is the second one he's done. This is a government that's opening up to the public, and I appreciate all the comments you made this evening. I know it was lengthy. I'm sorry it goes that way, but your efforts at the library, this will be the second time, are good efforts, and maybe we can move forward.
And the subject is, what is your vision for Haltom City?
Yeah, we got it.
Takes in a lot of room. Thank you. Anyone else for the Visitors Citizens Forum tonight?
Really, we want to be sure you turn in one.
Yeah. All right. If that's it, then we will close this part of the agenda and go to item number 11, resignation of board members. I'm not aware of any. Have we got any resignations? All right, then we'll go to item 12, appointments or reappointments to boards. I did indicate earlier that I had an appointment. I'd like to appoint Mr. Jack Lucko to the Economic Development Corporation Board and ask that the council confirm that. Is there any discussion on that? Please register your vote. And that is unanimous. Not yet. Attendance requirements, regarding excused absence of council members, we have one council member absent tonight, Mr. Dale Clark. He had his work schedule. Mr. Hutchison.
Well, since we've all been here late and he didn't have a chance to participate, I reluctantly, I know
got more
everybody's going
sleep
to
than
abstain,
us,
but
huh?
I reluctantly make a motion that we excuse his absence.
Mr. Cabano.
That's for a mayor second.
All right.
Second, Mayor.
It's been moved and second to excuse Mr. Dale Clark for his absence tonight. Please register your vote. And that is unanimous. We will now move into executive session under sections 551-071, 072, and 074. We'll take a short break, and let's come back at 5 minutes until midnight into executive session. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.